So I go ahead, I join the call. Of course, it's my manager and a lady from HR. I'm like, are you guys firing me? What's up and welcome to my channel. My name is Ruby and I'm so happy you decided to click on this video because we are about to talk about some shit that went down yesterday. So let's just get into it. So I just want to go ahead and get straight into it. I want to talk to you guys about something that happened to me yesterday that is probably happening to, or not probably, it is happening to people all over the world. I got fired from my job. Yep. I got fired yesterday morning. And I didn't really know what was going to happen. I didn't know that I was going to get fired, obviously. I didn't know what was going to happen or anything like that. It started off as a normal day. I woke up, got ready for work. I mean, you know, I went to the bathroom, brushed my teeth, fixed my hair, made sure that I looked presentable because we had like morning meetings every day at 8:30. I guess it was just like a check-in to make sure, you know, everybody is up and everybody is working. On Tuesday, which was yesterday, I noticed that there was no meeting scheduled. So I go to my team chat and I'm like, hey guys, are we not having a meeting today? And they're like, oh, it's been moved to 4:30. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me go ahead and just start going through my emails because that's the first thing I do every day. Even when I did work in the office, even when we did work in the office, I would the first thing I would do is check my emails because I want to make sure I didn't miss anything from my clients. Maybe my client want me to do something, or maybe they're asking a question, so I want to make sure that I get to those emails like first thing in the morning. So I'm going through my emails and answering some questions from some clients and stuff, and I noticed that there's like this meeting email from my manager, and it was titled Quick Sync. So I'm like, what do you want to talk about? Because I already had my one-on-one with him last week. So I was like, we don't have one-on-ones every week. We have them like every other week. So I was like, I don't know what exactly he wants to talk about, but I had just reached my 3 months at the company on the 6th. So I thought that if he wanted to do like a 3-month recap or something. So I was like, okay, you know, I'm excited. All of my clients are always happy to work with me. They always give me good feedback. So I'm like, this is going to be a good meeting, right? I go ahead and accept the meeting, right? The meeting was scheduled for 9:30. And my friend, my coworker, she messaged me like around like 9:10 or something like that. Not messaged me, she texted me. And she's like, hey, so I just got fired. I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? You just got fired? Like, what? Why? What happened? So I call her because I'm like, okay, this is a conversation that we need to have over the phone. Like, I don't need to be texting you talking about what happened. So I call her and I'm like, yo, what happened? And she's like, our manager, he asked me if I could talk to him for a quick second. And I got on a WebEx meeting with him. And it was a girl from HR, and they were just like, yeah, you know, due to the whole virus thing happening, we have to let you go. So I was like, what the heck? So at this point, I'm like, well, shit, is that what he wants to meet with me about? So like while I'm talking to her on the phone, he sends me like a message on Teams, and he's like, hey, are you available to meet right now? And I'm like, shit. So that excitement that I had over my 3-month review, I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to kill this shit. Turns into anxiety because I'm like, oh fuck, I'm about to get fired. What the hell? So he answers the phone and he's like, or no, he messages me and he's like, hey, are you available to meet right now? So I said, sure. Give me one second. So I go ahead, tell her, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna call you right back. Cause Nick he wants to meet with me right now. She's like, okay, cool. Call me back. Let me know what happens. So at this point, I mean, I did skip some. I already powdered my face with some Mercier setting powder. And now I'm going to be using MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Deep. I haven't been telling y'all what I've been using at all this whole time, but I use the Nars All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation and then the Nars Creamy Radiant Concealer. Everything I'm using will be down below if you're wondering. But yeah, so at this point I'm like, all right, I already know what's about to happen. I'm about to get fired. Let me just go ahead and be at peace with it. I mean, something like this has happened to me before, where I worked at a company where they did a mass layoff and I did not handle it well at all. I worked at this company and the CEO was like doing some crazy stuff, and long story short, they fired my whole department and I was bawling, crying in the office, like boo-hoo. I lost my job. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna pay my bills? Da, da, da. Like I was crying. But this time around, I mean, like, before this happened, before the last time I got let go from a job, I didn't know anything about severance packages. I didn't know like all the things that they give you after they fire you, because I had never been fired before, so I didn't know. So now I'm like, okay, I know they're gonna give us something, so let me not trip. So I was like, let me just go ahead and be at peace with it. So I go ahead, I join the call. Of course, it's my manager and a lady from HR. So I'm like, hey, good morning, guys. And they're like, good morning. And I'm like, am I getting fired? No, I'm like, are you guys firing me? And my manager is like, oh, you already know, you've heard. And I'm like, I mean, come on now. You can't be firing people and not think that the word is going to spread. Like, it's going to spread hella fast. So I'm like, yeah, I know. So we could just go ahead and jump right into it. And he's like, yeah, so, you know, due to the virus or the pandemic, whatever the company is experiencing, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah. I mean, like, all of this stuff, I honestly don't need to hear. I mean, I understand it's going to be hard for you to tell me this. I understand that you're giving the same speech to everybody, and I don't want to be rude, but let's just go ahead and get it over with. What do you need from me? What do I need to fill out? What do you need to give me? Like, what do we need to do? I don't need to hear this whole spiel about, oh, this is hard for me to let you go. It was a tough decision. Oh, because it wasn't. I mean, like, I don't really know what they based it off of. I didn't ask. I did ask if it was based off tenured, because I'm like, okay, I just started like 3 months ago, so maybe they're firing, like, you know, usually it's last in, first out. So I'm like, okay, is it based on tenured? And he's like, yes and no, that was a factor, but it's not the only factor. It's some other things and all this other kind of stuff. So I'm like, okay, whatever. What do I need to do? He's like, oh, we're gonna send you over this stuff in the email, and you fill out, sign the paperwork, and then send it back to us. Get off the call with them. After that, when I say my phone started to blow up. So like all of my co-workers and all of my friends at work are just like, yo, what's going on? Are you still with the company? Did you get fired? Hey, what's going on? Like, I'm on the phone with one person, another person is calling me. I'm like, oh, hold on, clicking over, trying to merge calls, having like group face chat. Like, it was just crazy. It was kind of bittersweet. I don't know. Everything in life happens for a reason. Yeah, I am officially unemployed. And oh, Jesus. So at this point, I have already filled out my separation notice. I still need to apply for unemployment, but I'm sure everybody is having that problem with unemployment where the website is crashing and you can't really get onto the website. I tried to do that yesterday, but the website was not working. So still waiting to do that. I get one more paycheck on this Friday, and then the next Friday I'll get my severance pay. And I mean, from there, I feel like I'm gonna be fine. Like, my severance pay is gonna be a good amount of money that will last me a couple of months, and especially since excuse me, especially since we're not like allowed to go out and do stuff. Like, I can't go to the movies, I can't go to the mall and spend money, I can't go out to eat, I can't, you know, all of these different things is going to allow me to save money. So I'm not going to be like so strapped for money in my case. And because of that, I'm so very grateful, because I know so many people, I mean, even my sisters, they were let go from their job and offered absolutely nothing. So, you know, like, just to be able to still have something and not have to worry about how the heck am I going to pay my bills, what am I going to do, is an absolute blessing, because I know so many people in the country are going through that right now. If you have been affected, or if you know somebody who has been affected, I truly am praying for you. I know it's hard, I know it's unfair. I mean, and you know, everything will work out. Everything is going to work out. That's definitely something that I have learned through this life, is that anytime something bad happens, it's because something great is about to happen. And I really, really mean that. Like, when I say when something bad happens, it could feel like this is just the worst thing ever. This is just a terrible time for this to happen to me. Why is this happening to me right now? Like, you could go through all of these scenarios in your head and feel like, why did they choose me? Why did they keep this other person? Why did they let me go? What did I do? Am I not doing something right? No, I did everything correct. And everybody that was let go from the company, you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. It's strictly business. And that excuse sucks, but it's the truth. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I just wanted to come on here and do something to make me feel a little bit better. Doing makeup is, like everybody always says, makeup is therapeutic, and it really can calm you down, and it really does kind of take your mind away from different things. And I just know that I'm praying for everybody who has been affected, everybody who is struggling through this time. I totally understand how you feel. You know, I've been in different situations in my life where I didn't know how I was going to pay my next bill. I didn't know how I was going to, you know, feed myself. I didn't know how I was going to be able to just get through it, but I did. And you will too, if whatever you're going through. It doesn't even have to be, you know, anything about what's going on right now. Just look back at your life and think of all of the things that you've been through. Like, we as human beings have been through so much, especially, you know, being a black woman. We already have been through so much. There are so many things that are already thought about us before we even open our mouth, you know. So just anything in life, just know that no matter how far it sets you back, it's only a catapult to launch you further. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this little story time get ready with me. It's my first one. I don't really know if I did it right. I'll have to go back and look at the editing and see if I even, you know, did all of this stuff correctly to the point where y'all can see it. But like I said, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.